Hello and welcome back to Yorkshire Railway and welcome back to another model railway review. Today we're going to be looking at Today we're going to be looking at a Hornby electric locomotive in the form of this, which is the Hornby Class 92 number 92023 in the Caledonian Sleeper livery. So as you can see from the box art, the artwork actually looks pretty decent. It does look like a nice little bit of kit. So certainly we're going to take a bit of a further look at it. So before we get into it, let's have a look at the box. So we have diesel electric locomotive class 92 RA7 Caledonian Sleeper. If you want to pause it, there is some information, and then we have the technical background. The one thing that is raising some alarm bells is this here, which says that it was tooled in 1995. Come on, Hornby. Yeah, and if you want to get one for yourself, it is R3740 Caledonian Sleeper, Class 92. It's DCC ready, medium, minimum radius for 38mm, which is second radius. So yeah, a little bit worried about this one. Certainly we'll take a look at it on the track and see what we've got. So without further ado, let's reveal the locomotive. So yeah, nice in the clamshell packaging. We've got instruction booklet here as well. That's just general. So we have lubrication points. So yeah, it's a 6-wheel drive, but it's only got 2 driven axles. Yeah, body removal and pantographs, which just clipped in. So yeah. Let's get that out of the way. Slide open. Pop that over there. So here she is, Class 92. First thing I'm noticing, I'll just hold this in back position. No sprung buffers, and they are plastic. Nicely moulded though. Yeah, we do have, against the cab end, do have light glazing, and there's some nice sign work on there. Wipers are nicely picked out. We've got the horns up top. So yeah, it's quite a nice looking locomotive. Bogie detail. Yeah, so the middle bogie is just free spinning. Not a bad thing. Obviously we've got driven wheels there, but this is where it comes in. So you can see there, hold it there, it has got pickups. So it's all-wheel pickup, but only 4 wheels driven. Yeah, that's a little bit worrying. It is quite light as well. Most of the weight seems to be here. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. The livery down the side, very nicely applied, I will give them that. And then obviously the show comes on top. We've got the pantographs, which just spring up just like that. So yeah, that is not the easiest to keep back down. Yeah, not a massive fan of that design, but yeah, the roof's got some incredibly moulded detail on there, lots of separately fitted parts. So yeah, obviously on the bogie underframe as well, we've got a few separately fitted parts that are picked out. So it's not a dreadful locomotive, but it definitely is a little bit basic. But anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll get her down onto the track and we'll see what we're working with. Okay, so down onto the track you can see a little bit from further apart. It is quite a basic model, very plasticky in its build, and certainly plasticky in its look, I'd give it. The matte finish is quite nice, but yeah, there's something just a little bit missing from it. Anyway, let's give it some juice. See if we can crank some wine into her. Oh. She's stalled. Derailed on the points, just checking that's not anything to do with my new track work. But yeah, looks brilliant. So one thing I have noticed in terms of clunkiness is just here. Don't know if you can quite see that, but there is traction tyres. There's one there, look. Yeah, traction tyres. So yeah, that's just a piece of rubbish, really, isn't it? Traction tyres on a railways locomotive. Something says to me that this is snuck in to the railways range, and it doesn't really belong here. It belongs in the railways range. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a run-in. Let's see if we can. We get a little bit of slow speed, but it's very, very coggy. Okay, so let's see if we can get a crawl. It's stalled again. Oh, I didn't even touch it then. Recovered itself. And it's not stalled on the points this time, so it has got a little better now it's been running. And I spoke too soon. So certainly not brilliant at crawling, it certainly is not too bad at slow speeds. A little bit disappointed about the traction tyres, but what can we do? But anyway, let's get it hooked up to some coaches and we'll see how it performs with a load. Okay, so I don't actually have any Caledonian Sleeper coaches, and I don't really have any Scott Rail coaches apart from these lovely Mark IIIs that I have for the Hornby HST. So I'm just going to use them instead. But yeah, let's give it some juice and send them away. So I'm just going to hold the locomotive. Let's see, it does have full working lighting. Sadly though, it doesn't have reverse lighting. It's nice to see that, you know, we've got it in one direction. So yeah, that does help a little bit. Okay, so we're finally at the ratings, so let's just get this over and done with. So this is for the Hornby Class 92 Caledonian Sleeper, and we'll start at the performance, or lack of, which is 2.7 stars. And I'll be honest, I think I've been a little bit too generous, but the main sort of points really with this locomotive is it's horrendous at slow speeds. It stalls and buffers all the time. It's like it's got bad internet connection and you're trying to watch a video, it's just horrendously laggy. And that shows in its performance. At a normal running speed, absolutely ran fine, but the slow speeds, it stalls on the points. It sometimes derails itself, and I presume that's down to the traction tyres getting more grip than the rest of them. But I don't really know, but yeah, it sometimes derails. Not often, but has it occasionally. Detail-wise, or their lack of, it's not really got much detail to go on. The most of the detail is on the top of the locomotive with the pantographs and the wiring. The rest of it is fairly simple. There's no separately fitted parts on the side of the locomotive. Certainly we've got some picked out door handles and some ladders. But other than that, most of it is on the top. And yeah, it's a little bit complex, but not hugely. So yeah, that's why I've awarded it 2 stars. And same goes for the livery. I mean, without the Caledonian symbol in the middle of the locomotive, it's a very basic livery. So much so, I mean, it's almost laughably sort of basic, and compared with like a Curascale's rendition of this, which I don't own but I have seen, it's absolutely miles better. This is just it is simply just a railroad product disguised as a railways product, and I mean Hornby do this quite often, and I've been burnt a couple of times now. But anyway, that's why the livery is getting 2 stars. It's just basic, and it could have been a little bit better, and certainly does have that plasticky feel and look to it. So yeah, that's why it's got that. And that sort of ties in nicely really with the quality. It's massively plastic. I've awarded it 2.5 stars, and I think that has been a bit generous as well. But it's massively plastic, it's not very heavy, it's got traction tyres, need I say more? It's just a terrible product at the end of the day, and it's disguised as something that it shouldn't be. And the value for this is the only really redeeming feature of this, and I could have awarded it a higher star, but it's the fact that it's marketed as a railways product that is supposed to be the quality of the Hornby products, and it's clearly a railroad product. Hence why I should have been a bit dubious at the price. So the full RRP of this is $103.99, I think, at the moment on Hornby.com. You can't buy this particular livery, but you can get the GBRF livery, which is the same locomotive. But I bought this on Amazon Prime Day for £77, and I think it's me with my rose tinted goggles that probably saw something. Oh, that looks a good bargain. It's below £100. I should probably get that. And yeah, I have become a little bit more wiser to this, but yeah, there's a reason why it's so cheap, because at the end of the day, it's a load of crap. It's terrible. Absolutely awful. So much so, I can give its honest rating of 2.44 stars. That's the overall rating. And I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad that it's not even made it halfway, because it is an absolutely atrocious locomotive. I wouldn't recommend buying it. I don't endorse it whatsoever. Certainly, if you want to get it as a beginner model for a child, yeah, I could see it. Obviously, it's got a few flimsy parts, such as the pantographs, but at the end of the day, it's so cheap. If they break them off, who cares? Because it is absolutely awful. And I think kids will probably have great fun, racing it around at 100 miles an hour on top speed. And that's all it's really good for. It's not a serious model, it's just a load of plastic crap. So much so that I have actually traded this in at Rails of Sheffield, and as of what's the date today? The 15th of August, when I am editing this video, it is still for sale, and I'll attach a image here. So I have traded it in. I have put the money that Rails have given me towards a different locomotive. I've traded it in. Here is the sales listing. So if you want to be the lucky owner of this particular locomotive, you can buy it from Rails of Sheffield right now. So be quick, as it's the only one there. But yeah, I have actually used the money to pre-order something which I think will be far better quality. So I don't feel bad about getting rid of it. But yeah, that is everything from me today, guys. Let's just get this awful review over and done with. Main thing I want to know in the comments down below, do you own one of these locomotives? Do you feel so vast hatred as much as I do towards it? Or do you actually like it? Do you think I've been a bit harsh? That would be interesting to know. Also, if you do buy this locomotive from Rails of Sheffield, I'd like to know that in the comments down below as well. I'd like to know who it ends up with, and I hope you do end up with some enjoyment out of it if you do. As well as, I'd also like to, for you guys to guess at home in the comments down below, what do you think I've pre-ordered in place of adding this towards its credit? That's going to be the mystery, basically, and I will let you know once that arrives. It's supposed to come in at the end of the year. And my only clue I will give you is that it is a diesel locomotive, but I'm not telling you what manufacturer or what class of diesel locomotive it is. But I hope that it is going to be something far better than this, and I'm sure it will be. Obviously paid a little bit considerably more for it, but I think it's worth every penny. But yes, that is all from me today, guys. I hope you have a lovely day doing whatever you're doing. Feel free to give us a like if you've enjoyed the video, drop a comment as I've just said down below, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Obviously we've got the model railway reviews, the model layout builds, little train talk updates,
So lots of different content for everybody on the channel. So yeah, I'm sure there's something that you'll find enjoyable on here. But that is all from me today, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Take care, everyone. See you later. Bye bye.